Hey, what's up? Back at you with another video. Today we're going to be looking at Katlego and Nota. A bit of some and a bit of the other, but not a lot of Nota as yet because we're going to be having a video after this one dedicated to him. He's on DJ's Boost, the Hustler's Corner, and he's making statements there about white people being the faces of GBV and grape in this southern African country.
The face of sexual abuse, the face of, rape, the face of gender-based violence is a white face in South Africa, based on the evidence. But based on the narrative, based on the media's lens or the filter, is that the face of criminality is black.
You hear that? So we're going to be dealing with that, listening to that portion to hear what is now happening. What will we be experiencing this week? But for this episode here, we're going to be tying this story with that of Katlego. I saw that she is doing a presentation, the celebrity showing up at school to give a talk, to speak to the young mind, and she's giving some advice over there. And she's talking about girls having to dress modestly, etc. And we remember recently that she did a video where she pulled a video from the internet, I don't know for what reason, and she went and posted it on hers, and she had the child now twerking for the world. It's a school child in school uniform. And if you go onto the video, lay over here a demonstration of what I'm saying. Look at the timeline as you scroll right on the red bar at the bottom. As you move the cursor, you will see that there are moments there that are peaking. There are moments there of excitement. This means that YouTube has detected that the audience at that moment is either stopping, slowing down, replaying, most likely replaying that portion. And so as a content creator, as somebody who has put out the video, you would also be able to see that there were moments in your video that excited people. And very, very, very sadly, that video has gone on to be one of Katlego's very successful videos, reaching, I think, 170,000 views. And you can see the moments of excitement where people really liked the video was moments where the school girls were being displayed. And now, Nota here in this portion, we're going to be listening to him talking briefly about child pornography and the abuse of young girls. We are in light right now of the Kwekwe situation, and I found that video on Katlego's channel extremely, extremely disappointing, very horrible, very bad. And now Nota is seemingly addressing it. And he's not seemingly addressing it, he's actually addressing it directly. He's going to mention her name and that video.
So, Citizen Concerned posted a video about a young girl, I think. I didn't watch the video because as soon as I saw a young girl in school uniform and I saw that it has to do with something about dancing inappropriately, I'm like, I don't watch this. I'm not the target market. I'm not a sick person.
So let's watch a bit of that, and then we're going to jump into what Katlego is doing right now as she's giving the presentation in front of the kids. That will be a wrap up of this video, and then we'll jump in to listen to Nota a bit longer. So follow me from this video to the next. Let's go.
A young white man, I think he's 33 years old. He's my age, you know what I mean? It's being heard at the Randburg Magistrates Court. He was caught, I don't know, with how many terabytes of child porn.
Sure.
Just imagine how many children are being violated at scale. They're violating kids on an industrial scale to the point that they've got terabytes of that violation. And there's no protests outside the Randburg Magistrates Court. There's no movement behind them. There's no one that's funding calls for justice and calls to actually prosecute these people that are, producing this content, that are contributing to the human trafficking crisis that we've got in South Africa. And on the other side of that as well, people are naive, they're blind, they're not seeing. A lot of women have been misled, have been fooled. They think that there's some sort of liberation that they're getting by embracing their sexuality publicly. You know what I mean? They're freeing themselves. But what they're doing is that they're trading their dignity for attention. They're getting attention. A lot of people are addicted to attention. They love attention. You know what I mean? If I wanted attention right now, I would strip naked on this camera. Strip naked. I know it will get millions of views. I've got dignity. I have to dress up. I wear my dignity. I'd rather have my dignity than that attention. So the attention that they seek and that they want, right, is something that is spreading like a contagion. Everybody now wants attention. I saw a video that was being reacted to by one of my favorite YouTubers now, because I love watching her content. It makes me angry enough to keep watching. The content that makes me angry, that's what I watch the most, actually. And I think people should actually try that too. The more it makes you angry, the more you watch it, you know what I mean? So that you're not only trapped in your own perspective.
Ladies and gents, down that passage, your mind will burn, and then your mind will develop the strength to listen. What he's talking about, I have the experience of that listening to African spiritualists as they blast Christ, as they put forth their best debates. I've listened to Muslims as well. I've listened to plenty debates. It's nice to listen to somebody who doubts what you strongly believe in. So you are going to either become educated or you're going to be driven insane. But that's what I mean when I say you're going to go through the fire and then you're going to come out as purified gold. You will hold strongly to what you believe seriously when you've heard other people's opposition of it and you've heard how faulty that opposition is. That's when you realize that, nah, screw your position. I know about this.
Your own belief system. So Citizen Concerned posted a video about a young girl. I think I didn't watch the video because as soon as I saw a young girl in school uniform and I saw that it has to do with something about dancing inappropriately, I'm like, I don't watch this. I'm not the target market. I'm not a sick person. You know what I mean? I don't take delight in seeing young girls that look like me being violated. You know what I mean? Whether it's being violated like physically or being held or being used, like photos of them, videos of them being used to attract the wrong sort of attention. Because what sort of attention are you trying to attract by showing a girl, a young child that is dancing inappropriately? What?
Cue here when I mentioned the result of posting that video, that there would be men out here loving that stuff. But you went and chose a kid. You chose to show them dancing like that. You chose to put them on your thumbnail because you know that the numbers tell you something whenever you put thumbnails like this. There are men out there who are aroused by this situation down at the bottom of Africa where it looks like there's some pretty fresh young meat, and that young meat likes to wear skirts that are halfway up the bum, and that fresh meat likes to dance.
Whose attention are you trying to get? You know what I mean? And why is it that you are able to post other people's children for whatever content that you're trying to make?
Yes.
So with all of that, young girls that are growing up are being trained into discarding their dignity at the earliest convenience. You know what I mean?
And posting their videos actually rewards it. That child will see themselves, and without the Spirit of the Lord in the home, in their minds, in their heart, that child will want to be on YouTube again. And when the opportunity comes, as soon as they turn 15, 16, what if she goes on Instagram to pursue the fame and the attention that Katlego once gave her? She will discover herself. She will know that she made it online. To reward it was just something awful.
I saw someone posting an OnlyFans link, and someone said, so you skipped ShopRite. You couldn't get a job at ShopRite. You couldn't get a job nyana at APSA. You know, but I mean, there's no more jobs at APSA now these days. You know, you couldn't get a small nyana call center job. You went straight to giving away your dignity and selling your body online. And it's been normalized. It's like, yes, that's a normal decision that a young girl can take. And there's no condemnation that is coming from the woman. So as much as...
Yeah, there's elevation of it, giving it 170,000 views, bro.
They are right to be upset and to be outraged at the outcome of the Omotoso case because of how it was handled. I know a lot of people were watching that trial. I watched some of that trial, and also the way it was handled, especially the cross-examination, I felt, was...
Okay, let's pause it right there for a moment. He does go on to speak about how this encourages sexual tourism. That's what he called it. If you don't know, if you're not watching enough YouTube, then you don't know about passport bros. Hey yo, look at Nota's freeze frame over there, man. Hey, some quick shameless self-promotion over here. If you love and enjoy this channel and you also happen to love dope gadgets, you can support my new baby, my new startup, my new retail venture, Gadget Plug. In case you've only ever known me as a YouTuber, you'll be glad to know that I'm also a wedding and documentary film producer, pro video editor, and all-round entrepreneur with a love for high-end gadgets like cinema cameras, gaming consoles, powerful GPUs, computers, and mobile phones. And my electronics store Gadget Plug is your new go-to place for the latest and greatest in tech. We're talking real gadgets, real quality, real quick, at the best prices in all of South Africa. To know more about this, head on over to my website imneo.co.za and check out my e-commerce store today. As we officially kick off business, Gadget Plug has stock right now of iPhone 16 Pro Max in 256 and 512 gig at 25,000 and 28,000 respectively. Simply press the green button at the bottom of my website if you want to inquire, and one of my friendly customer service agents will attend to you. Thank you very much for your support, and now back to the video. With one eye open and one eye closed. If you don't know passport bros, the world is so immoral. There are guys with money and they are bored of the women and the culture they are brought up in. They want something exotic. They want something poor. They want something cheap but quality. So where do they look for that? They fly outside of their country to go get young women, cheap women, with them favored by a strong dollar and an exchange rate into Thailand money that can buy you a woman for every single hour of the day. It's paradise. And if we are not careful, we may really find ourselves with a red light district in South Africa. The country can get poor, y'all. But one thing you need to know about the body of a woman, what God has gave, even to the boys, even to men. There are men going into prostitution, men who are gay, who will be selling themselves at red light districts. So we should be careful. We should watch as our lives change, as our children are being changed, as they're being transformed, as sick characters are being invited into this here land. So let's quickly jump into Katlego to hear what she's busy saying in front of school kids after she has done such a thing herself.
How are we? Good. Alrighty. So, Katlego, and I've been given the opportunity.
She looks tall. She's standing. She's a tall girl, yeah?
To speak to all of you. Katlego from Citizen Concerned. It's a YouTube channel where we try our best to help South Africa in our way. I can relate to yours as helping South Africans in their way, right? So everybody needs to do their bit. So Rena, as Citizen Concerned, we try to do our bit by educating people, young and old, through YouTube. Educating
young and old through YouTube. Exploiting them much. And by the way, I wanted to comment on the fact that she sounds like Kimupedi. And on the table there, she seems to have a Zoom H6 recorder. So it's something exactly like this, which is what I'm recording into. I'm struggling to pull the cables. So she seems kind of funded, well organized, well lubricated.
Next. Before we start, I want every single one of you to understand one thing. I want you to succeed. I'm here because I want you to succeed, right? I want you to move from whatever failure you are going through right now into success. But what I want you to know is success is not neutral. You can succeed at something, but it's not a good thing, and you can succeed at something, and it's a good thing. When you succeed at certain things, your family will be happy.
I think there's somebody behind the camera who is using a camera with dual sensitivity. So it looks like it's a Sony, maybe with 800 and 1200, no, 12,800 ISO. So with a custom button, you can flip to the other ISO. So it seems like that's what happened there. So there's lubrication here.
Your friends will be happy.
And I'm trying to see Uropakile now, because you've been dissing women with big asses and curves. I'm trying to see how you are put together.
Even God will be happy. But there are certain things that if you succeed at them, you'll be disappointing your parents. You'll be disappointing me. You'll be disappointing Yosa. You'll be disappointing even God. So I'm here to do my best to help you understand what you need in order to succeed at the good things. Are we okay with that? Yes. Are we okay with that? Yes. Okay. So we're moving from, there's a scale. There's a scale. Good and bad, and I want you to be on the good side. Before we proceed, I want you guys to tell me what are some of the things you deem as good success? Anyone? Like, what do you think is good success? Yes, sir. Academic success. What's your name? Hot. Academic success. You're on the right track. School. Yes, you're also on the right track. Yes, sir.
So the sound being picked up by the Zoom next to her as she moves further away, and as she asking questions of the people in the room, somebody in post has had to raise the volume to kind of pick up what the others are saying and bring it down again when she gets close to the recorder. I'm sorry, I'm a technician. Hey, media fool. The camera went off. I don't know when it went off. This episode is over then. No, actually, the camera is not off. I misread something. We've got like 4 minutes. Let's just listen. Then we'll be out of here and headed to the Nota video.
Soccer. Also good, your name? Tumelo. Discipline. I like that one. What's your name? Neo.
Yours.
Thank you all very much. Yes, you can proceed. Now, before we proceed, I want you to understand the importance of identifying what's good and what's bad. Right now, as young people, whether you're going to tell me or you're not going to tell me, I know that some of you think that wearing a mini skirt, getting that guy, getting into his car is a form of success. You might not tell me, but I know that some of you deem that as success. I know that as guys, some of you think that just that's a way of success. Am I?
Shout out to Boneo. Katlego, come on, acknowledge me. Do you know me? Do you watch my YouTube channel? Have you heard my voice? Have you sat there watching me? You like that name? Do you fancy me?
Lying. No. Am I lying? No, right? Now I want us to be honest with each other, acknowledge what we think is success so that we can turn from the wrong side onto the right path. Are we okay with that? Yes. Are we okay with that? Yes. So I'm going to tell you right now, that's nonsense.
You see? She's now fetching the skirts. Is Katlego making up for what she did? Is she trying to balance the scales? Has she actually caught some fire? Did she actually watch the video that I did? And now Nota is doubling down on that issue. Is she trying to show that she's meaning well out of this content, that she's trying to educate and not just exploit for numbers?
I can Style says how Kata's skete. Let's see. Rap dance. Baby, rap dance. Rap dance. Why are you rap dance? As ladies, you need to respect yourself. I get it. As ladies, you need to respect who you are. You need to be modest. You need to be covered. But what's happening? They'll be excited now. Or when it's time.
Nah, I'm not excited by such. The memory card is running out, Joe. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. In the next video, we are watching Nota, listening to the broader discussion. I hope nobody is fooled by this, if she means to fool anyone. We will be keeping track of her. We will get to understand if she's a good person or not. Until then, I'll see you next time.